guys, we're back for another, well, not a Dokkan video, just a Dragon Ball in general video. So yesterday at New York Comic Con, we actually did finally get a new Dragon Ball anime announced. Now this is obviously a very, very good thing, right? I think if you're a fan of Dragon Ball at all, this is probably only going to end up being a good thing. Now, I mean, I probably don't want to play the full trailer, but we could kind of like look at some of the key things in this trailer. We could also take a look at some info that we have on the series as well. Just give my quick thoughts on it. I would say that this isn't entirely what I'm looking for personally. I am someone that's like really into just like the rawness, right? Like if I think of Dragon Ball, I think Blue Gogeta vs. Broly is like a perfect encapsulation to me of what Dragon Ball is, right? Like that's like the first thing I'm going for. Ridiculous transformation, over the top attacks and colors and spectacle, right? This is more going back seemingly to me. I mean, I guess we don't know for sure, right? But seems more so like the roots, OG Dragon Ball, which I do love as well. But again, I just more so, I would probably prefer if it's like, Moral Arc or something like that. But I'm definitely going to give this a chance, and I do think I'm going to like this for sure. Now, I am essentially a Dokkan channel. Dokkan is kind of like my main focus. I would say that for Dokkan specifically, or, Legends, Xenoverse 2, I mean, Fighters, are they... did they say for sure that they're not actually releasing new content for that? I think they might have. But the point is, this is only going to be good for the entire brand in general. So even if it's not specifically exactly what I want, I am very optimistic and very excited for what this is going to turn out to be. I mean, looking at it too, it's just like when you take a look at this, without a doubt, this looks like the animation is like crazy, right? Like this actually looks so good. And there's details, which we're going to get to in a second, where this has been in production for apparently like 2 years. So that's why it looks so good. If you go back and watch Dragon Ball Super, especially towards the beginning, it looks horrible. Like it looks so bad, Dragon Ball Super, right? And the reason for that is because it was just like, all right, like we're just off and running. There was no time to really like do anything. Like they just like fast tracked it. Like, let's go. We're jumping in to Dragon Ball Super super fast. Whereas this is a project where they're taking their super time with it. I would say that hopefully best case scenario to, this series will be, I'm very confident the series is going to be fire. And then hopefully it can, kind of reinvigorate the Dragon Ball brand. I believe there is, they have talked about, starting production on a movie as well, right? And hopefully this could lead us into a continuation of Super and stuff like that, because I do think some of the manga arcs of Super would make for really good in the anime. So the general idea, looks like we've got with this series is Goku, Vegeta, and the entire gang is turned back into kids. Right now, I'm not the biggest fan of that in Dragon Ball GT myself. I don't know. I don't know how to really say it, but it's not the best part of GT, right? Goku becoming a kid again, and I mean they walk it back pretty fast with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? Like the fact that Goku just becomes an adult again when he goes into Super Saiyan 4, right? Like that, they are essentially walking it back. So, like that's kind of the one aspect, right? Now we could kind of see again this, like if you just take a look at this, like you could see that this looks super good. To me, this does look like anime movie quality, right? Like I don't know. I mean, it looks like we're watching like the JJK movie or something like that, right? So definitely very optimistic, and it looks like there's a bunch of shots of basically I think Dragon Ball Z right there. And then we do have this, right? Goku versus Vegeta right here. And of course, as is modern Dragon Ball, they're always going to kind of like, reimagine kind of like the iconic, like, Goku versus Vegeta kind of moments, right? I promise Goku and Vegeta are going to be doing their iconic poses, right, during that fight. So, yeah, there's the trailer. Dragon Ball Daima is what this is going to be. Now, I did see some talk from some people. Oh, actually, there is, I think, one more thing I might want to pull up, but I did see some talk that remember, there was the leaks about Dragon Ball Magic. I believe that apparently Magic was kind of just like I don't know how to say it, like a working title or something like that. And before it finally was decided on this. And here Goresh kind of explains that it's not an actual word in Japanese. Literally translated means big or great evil. Same kanji used in Piccolo's name. So, bam, there you go. Magic sorcery, which may be where a lot of the initial leaks came from. So there we go. Now we have a thread right here from Anime AJ. This is someone who's been around for quite a while, right? Anime AJ, like I've kind of like been following him, seeing his thoughts on a lot of this different Dragon Ball stuff for quite a long time. I don't know, 8-9 years, something like that. He is someone who is certainly heavily connected, and he's proven that several times throughout the past. So let's go and take a look at what we got right here. So episode count is unknown. Not even animators know the length, okay? Series does not feature flip-flopping multiple art styles. Shift is from classic Z to modern Toriyama. Occurs when they're DH in episode 1. Episode length is a standard 24 minutes. By the way, this was announced, for fall of 2024. So, I mean, that is a long time away. It could make sense, too, because if you guys remember, think about what, I mean, I'm taking it back to Dokkan talk, I guess, but think about what Amatsu said, where they have everything planned out until the 10th anniversary. Dokkan 10th anniversary, of course, would be in January of 2025, right? So, all right, let's go ahead and go back. Episode length, standard 24 minutes. Okay, sure. Concept of DH and the character sounds like GT on paper. It's not that at all. Series is very much in the vein of the JRPGs Turim has been involved with, such as Dragon Quest and Blue Dragon. I mean, I'm someone who's always been a huge fan of JRPGs. Like, I love Dragon Quest, and Blue Dragon was sick. I did play Blue Dragon when that came out, like 2008 or something like that. I thought that game was really fun. Other two major characters weren't revealed. Oh, I guess these are two clues to the other two major characters. Okay. Sure, we'll see what that's going to look like. Correct that Nakatsuru is the character designer for the show, but unlike recent efforts, he will be contributing with corrections too, okay? So here's, again, kind of like the outfit or the design of Goku. That is interesting, right? Okay, sure. Let's see. He was a solo animator on DBS mainly. Provides a great deal of storyboards to show which are solid. Oh, this was the Evolution Blue Vegeta stuff. Okay. I mean, yeah, that does look good. Remember, Dragon Ball Super, a lot of it didn't look super good, but there were points that looked fire, right? Art direction is from Kurahashi, who you know is the art director of the 2008 Yo Son Goku. I'm not the biggest fan of that special. Yeah, not the craziest. I don't know if you got a glimpse of some of the stunning backgrounds in the trailer. Yeah, I mean, it's, again, it definitely does look good, right? There's no doubt about that. That special, I was not the biggest fan of that one, but whatever, not a big deal. Color work on Broly as well as Superhero. Broly, that's very encouraging, right? Because, again, like, I think of Spectacle, the, kind of the end of Broly, and all of the colors, right? Like, that sort of, like, shattered dimension they fight in. Just, blue Gogeta, like, all of it does just look very good. Free of bad color design. Okay, sure. So we have Kubota, Shintani, Takahashi, Ide, and Tsuji, I think is probably how you say that. Pretty much an all-star lineup for a show that is heavily focused on art consistency. That's good. Even Dragon Ball Z was not... I mean, it's like every, 4 or 5 episodes... I don't know, like, the animators and the artists and stuff like that, just like, oh, like, there was this dude. I know that back then, Yamamuro, like, his episodes, like, what he contributed looked really good. But there was one, like, artist or animator or whatever where the episodes didn't look that good in Dragon Ball Z, right? Consistent is not something it was. So this being consistent will be very fire. So we're seeing a big focus on, like, Babidi and Deborah and Boo and stuff like that. So this is probably centered on that. Maybe... Is that Ultimate Gohan right there? Fighting Bootanks. Yeah, that is. Okay. So maybe this is going to be after the Boo saga? I mean, we'll see. I don't know if there's actually, like, if it's been stated directly where this is taking place. So production began at the end of... Dude, that's insane. I mean, we have heard, the leaks, the rumors about this series for quite a while now. That's still just so crazy, man. 2021. Yeah. Toei creating a pilot in early 22 for Toriyama and Shueisha to approve. Full staff were recruited in April 22. Animation started properly when Dragon Quest Die ended. Yeah, I mean, that was a point people were looking towards of what was going to happen once that series ended. Okay, sure. All the major players from Die to make an appearance as key animators. Emphasis is on hand-to-hand. I think it's hand-to-hand combat and traditional weapons rather than key blast spam. Don't hold your breath for Dragon Ball Super transformation stuff, especially. Yeah, and that's the thing for me personally. That is what Daddy likes, right? Give me, all right, we have God transformation. Now he goes blue. Now we have UI sign. Now we have mastered UI. Now we have true UI. Like, I know a lot of people will go, oh, my God, is there enough transformations? For me, no. No, there is not. Give me more. Beast Gohan, yes. Orange Piccolo, yes. Blue Gogeta, yes. Rose, yes. I will take it all. So this is something that does disappoint me quite a bit, right? Like, dude, the translations are so sick. I love it. It's so good, so good. All right. And then, of course, big, key blast spam, another thing that I adore quite a bit. But again, we'll move into this optimistically, right? Again, this does look very good, no doubt about that. Series aimed at a younger audience. There will still be dramatic moments. Production documents say Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer as sources of inspiration, though it's unclear in what sense. I believe I saw a follow-up to this tweet where the point was the quality, right? Like, both JJK and Demon Slayer, like, their animes and then the movies that they had are just really, really high quality, right? Like, Demon Slayer looks so good that people push the false bullshit narrative that the series is carried by just the anime and the animation, which is wrong, because I remember reading the manga and I was on the edge of my seat reading the manga, which was fire. Like, Demon Slayer is good. I don't care what anyone says there. Scope of the series grew over during the production. Many people sound it being extended beyond their initial agreements. That seems positive. Release format isn't 100% anymore, so maybe that means it could actually be on TV. That probably would be a good thing for Dragon Ball in general. Mainline Dragon Ball Super TV series is on the back burner for now, right? Okay. Well, I mean, you never know, right, when we might see that eventually return. Hopefully they will be able to get more content, right, from the manga. I do hope that the Moro arc and the Granola arc is kind of, like, adapted. Crazy that we're on, like, a year now of the Dragon Ball superhero retelling. It's been, in the manga, it's been going on for a year, which is crazy, so that's a year that we could have been, focused on a new arc, but, whatever. Because remember, dude, Dragon Ball Super manga is kind of a mess, because Resurrection, like, Battle of Gods is what? It's 4 chapters. They spend so little time in Battle of Gods. Resurrection F is, I believe, 1 page, right? And Dragon Ball Super Broly is also 1 page. Well, Resurrection F, it's not even a page. It's just kind of like the intro. It's just like, oh yeah, by the way, Frieza showed up and they beat his ass, right? Like, it's like in the manga. And then Dragon Ball Super Broly is literally 1 page, right? It's like the chapter is the climax of the Tournament of Power, 1 page Dragon Ball Super Broly, and the Moro arc is all in 1 chapter, like whatever chapter of the manga it is, right? Which is crazy. So I do look forward to, when Dragon Ball Super returns. Hopefully it does. I mean, that Moro stuff, people can say whatever they want to. I now miss Moro. Moro was a fun ass villain, right? Because Moro was just a bastard. I liked it, and that dude. If they ever do animate that, the Moro arc is going to be really good. It's going to be really good. They weren't kidding when they said this most Toriyama has been involved. Okay, he and Shueisha went as far as checking actual cuts of animation to ensure they best matched his vision. Now, I'll talk about this too, just to interject a little Dokkan talk. This right here is promising that we could see stuff in Dokkan or Legends or Xenoverse fast from this series, right? Because that means if it's sitting around for a while, and like if these companies, get like heads up, if they're aware of the stuff happening, we could see this, right? I think a lot of it would depend on how much of a heads up they're given when this is done. A lot of times, right, like these animes are still being worked on like the week that they come out, but this series in particular doesn't really sound so much like that, right? So maybe they would have time to, have whatever prepared to come out, because that is definitely gonna be exciting. Like, to have an anime ongoing and have like new stuff from the anime in game right away is gonna be fire. And then think about this as a global Dokkan player. presumably Global's gonna be caught up by then. So like, it's not like Global's gonna be waiting for this stuff, right? So that's gonna be good. Last minute name change they noted was also no joke. Dragon Ball Magic was on, I don't know what this is, Setai. Updated as recently as last week. Always had provisional written on it though. Okay. Yeah, so it definitely looks pretty good. I'm excited, right? I mean, again, I would much rather have like the moral arc or whatever, but I will take whatever they're going to give us for Dragon Ball. My ass will be seated day one, ready to watch this. I will be buying the figures. I will be buying the Dragon Ball Daima sheets. I will be buying the cups. I will be supporting the hell out of this because I love Dragon Ball. I want it to continue. And I hope that it is fire. Let me know what you guys think of it. Again, I want to be very optimistic, even though this isn't exactly like what I'm looking for. I still want to look in this very optimistically because Dragon Ball is kind of like my series, right? Like if there's one series I have to point to, it's definitely Dragon Ball. So let me know what you guys think about Dragon Ball Daima. Definitely looking forward to this, although we do have quite a wait. We still have a year. I mean, look how good this looks. And this isn't even coming out for a year still, right? That's insane to think about. Like, I don't know. So I'm not... Does all this even look like the first episode? Like, this can't all just be part of the first episode, right? No way. So, I mean, I imagine this is going to just be so fire once it actually drops. So, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all next time.